Jimmie Walker's journey to stardom began far from the glamour of Hollywood. Born James Carter Walker Jr. on June 25, 1947, in the heart of the Bronx, New York, he was raised in a neighborhood where hardship was part of daily life. His childhood was defined by struggle. His mother, Lena, worked tirelessly as a head nurse while his father drifted in and out of the picture, often absent when he was needed most. These early experiences, rooted in survival and grit, would shape the voice and energy that would later define his career in comedy. Education for Walker wasn't confined to textbooks. The streets of the South Bronx were as much his classroom as any school. He attended Theodore Roosevelt High School and took a particular interest in electronics, which eventually led him to enroll in the RCA Technical Institute through a government-sponsored program. Before the world knew his name, Walker worked behind the scenes as a radio engineer, quietly developing the timing, curiosity, and discipline that would one day power his stand-up and screen performances. His first taste of show business came from the comedy clubs of New York in the early 1970s. Bursting with kinetic energy and razor-sharp wit, Walker's performances quickly caught the attention of the city's growing black comedy circuit. Audiences at venues like the Apollo Theater and popular television showcases were drawn to his bold, unapologetic humor. It wasn't long before television producers came calling, and Walker landed the role that would change his life forever, J.J. Evans on the groundbreaking CBS sitcom Good Times. Good Times, which ran from 1974 to 1979, was one of the first network television series to depict the life of a black working-class family. As J.J., Walker played the wisecracking animated eldest son, a budding artist with a flair for comedy and a catchphrase that swept the nation, "Dynomite!" The phrase became a cultural marker, and Walker, with his elastic expressions and infectious charisma, became the face of the show. Audiences adored him. But that success came with complications. Behind the laughter, tensions simmered. As JJ's popularity exploded, some cast members grew concerned that the show's tone was shifting away from its intended message. Esther Rolle, who portrayed the strong-willed matriarch Florida Evans, and John Amos, who played the father James Evans, feared that the show was trading its serious, socially driven storytelling for broad comedy. Rolle, especially, had envisioned the series as a platform to portray a dignified black family, a vision she believed was being diluted. Walker saw things differently. To him, comedy was a tool, a way to connect with people across race and class. Still, he admits now that the creative disagreements on set created a palpable divide. Despite those differences, he remained committed to his role, continuing to deliver performances that left audiences laughing, even as the atmosphere behind the scenes grew increasingly tense. After Good Times ended, Walker faced a reality many TV stars encounter: typecasting. Audiences had trouble seeing him as anyone other than JJ. But he didn't let that stop him. Returning to his roots, Walker hit the road, touring comedy clubs across the country through the 1980s and 1990s. He also made guest appearances on popular shows like The Love Boat, The Drew Carey Show, and Everybody Hates Chris, keeping his name in the spotlight while building a second life in stand-up. Beyond entertainment, Walker became known for his outspoken views. He never shied away from controversy, especially when it came to politics. Labeling himself an independent thinker, he often held positions that diverged from mainstream Hollywood. In interviews and talk shows, he spoke candidly about his conservative leanings, his skepticism of affirmative action, and his critical views on certain social issues. In a bold moment on The O'Reilly Factor, he revealed he didn't vote for Barack Obama, a decision that surprised and even disappointed some of his fans. But for Walker, honesty outweighed popularity. In 2012, he put pen to paper with his memoir Dynomite, Good Times, Bad Times, Our Times, sharing raw, reflective insights into his life, from his rough beginnings in the Bronx to the heights of television stardom. In it, he addressed a topic he had long avoided: his complicated relationship with Esther Rolle. The two had shared the screen for years, but their off-screen dynamic had always been a source of rumors and speculation. Now, with the perspective that only time can provide, Walker has begun to speak openly about their strained partnership. He recalls Rolle as a deeply principled artist, someone who believed fiercely in the mission of Good Times and fought to preserve its authenticity. While he once dismissed her concerns, he now recognizes her determination to create something meaningful. Esther was tough because she cared, he said. I didn't always understand that. I was chasing laughs, she was chasing legacy. Though they never fully reconciled before her passing in 1998, Walker reflects on their history with humility and gratitude. He acknowledges that their tension wasn't rooted in personal animosity, but in competing visions. She came from theater and activism. He came from comedy clubs and improv. But both, in their own ways, were trying to make good times work. In recent interviews, Walker has spoken about how he wishes he had told her how much he respected her. Her unwavering commitment to portraying a proud, resilient Black family gave the show its soul. She gave it meaning, Walker now admits. She made good times matter. Now at 78, Jimmie Walker continues to evolve, not just as an entertainer but as a man reckoning with his past. By telling the truth about Esther Rolle, he's not only honoring a woman who helped shape one of television's most important shows, he's also revealing a deeper truth about himself. A truth shaped by time, reflection, and the enduring power of stories that refuse to fade.